your wife. It's literally in the air. Like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because it was like a whole week later that I was.
yeah, it was more than
More than a
week. Anyway, yes, we both were ill.
yeah, the
Okay, cool.
No, you guys can keep talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm still figuring out what
the
But the
the
sleeves.
sleeves that she had, they actually shuffled really well. They were like the foil ones, but after like, I don't know, 2 weeks, they were done though.
When they rip or just turn into peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess like the over sleeves that Dragon Shield has, like I guess she could slide them into there, the clear over sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dual Spec 2 in January is going to have the clear overs.
Do you
are
have
they?
those here?
Huh?
Do you have the Dragon Shield ones here?
No. No, those are only available to, like, authorized retailers.
What's wrong with them?
Huh?
Dual
up,
spec
Dragon
overs
Shield?
would be great though, because then
Sup?
I could do the cool Lorcana lore symbol ones, and but my deck will be 4 feet tall.
Yeah, the double sleeve. They'd be sliding all over the
Yes.
place.
Excuse me.
Hold on a second.
Hold on. Is it okay if I just
I'm
draw
just gonna
from
hold it.
here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a pile.
Can I just draw from this pile? This one.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't like that one.
There we go. Chat will be over.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good place for chat.
10-10, right on time.
Cool. Right on time.
We're in?
Yeah, we're in.
All right, cool.
What's up, everybody? We are streaming from SideQuest Games. Josh
Rachel?
and Sammy here. She's going to be, our lovely assistant is going to be sleeving up our rares, super rares, legendaries, and any enchanteds that we may pull. Fingers crossed.
Here's hoping.
We're opening boxes of Azurite Sea, and we're just going to be going over the cards as we go.
Yep.
Let's run it.
Cool.
You first.
Me first? All right. Do we have a trash? No, let's just go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's by Josh. Look at that. There you go.
Dude.
Flawless. Seamless.
All right, divvy them suckers.
All right.
No one saw.
Nope. Nobody saw a thing. Boom. Boom.
Shall we go one at a time, or should we go pack and pack? What do you think?
I mean, so some of the other streams we've done, we've all opened at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of stuff's gonna hit.
No.
Yeah.
Just stagger if you happen to both hit at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's do it.
it speeds it up. It speeds up the process.
Pack numero uno. Cheers.
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 All right.
Let's do that for every pack.
Yeah, for sure. That'll save us plenty of time.
Okay.
All right.
This is one thing I love about Lorcana's packs is that like every, like
You doing okay there?
10th one just will not.
All right. Common. Oh, is this the Abu card you were talking about for the
Yes.
for the burn decks? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a decent one. This is the one we were talking about. The
Yes.
Yep. Gain lore. Lose lore. Yep. Yokai. Still here. Walrus.
We got our first legendary
Oh,
of the set.
Genie.
Genie.
Nice.
Put him on camera. So what he does is, whenever you play a card, you draw a card. But the downside of this card is, at the end of your turn, put all the cards in your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, this is kind of a top deck sort of, if you have blue in your deck and you're
Right.
playing popsicles, or you have Hirams and stuff like that where you're drawing and playing and drawing, you can figure out stuff to do there. But I haven't been able to come up with any real uses for the card.
I'm struggling in the same way that you are. I don't know that the benefit will offset the deficit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any functionality to it just yet. I could be wrong, and I have been often in this game. But as of right now, that's where I'm at.
Yep.
I also pulled a rare that I wanted to talk about, which is I believe it's the best card in the set. It is Tadashi Hamada. So, Drew, is that good?
Yeah.
He's crooked. The card, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, so what he does,
Got it.
perfect, and then
And then bumped
immediately
it.
moved
It stuck to my finger. So Tadashi is a 3-drop uninkable that quests for 2. He's a blue card that when he's banished during an opponent's turn, you get to put him and the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down. Okay? This is a game changer for blue.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. Because it allows you, like, you could go Smee on turn 2, into Tadashi on turn 3, and have this kind of aggro thing going. And then they have to take care of it, right?
Right.
So as soon as they do that, you're putting him and another card in your inkwell. Next turn, you're at 6 ink.
It's
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
The card's amazing. So
It's
I
taken.
think that
It's going to take ramp to a whole different spot.
exactly, like you can get away now with taking Fishbones out and putting this card in and not having to waste a spot or a turn on playing the Fishbone Quill and inking a card.
Or fear of item banishment, right?
Exactly.
That takes Benja completely out of as a power card,
Yeah.
right? It takes,
I was testing this with a blue steel deck and got 2 down on the board. And both of them taken out in the same turn. An extra 4 ink in your inkwell. It's ridiculous.
We did pull a rare here and a super rare, which is the Daisy Duck Pirate. So this is whenever one of your pirate characters quests while at a location, draw a card. I don't know if this is going to really pop off as far as like pirate deck. I know people are excited about pirate deck. It's one of the features that was, part of the themed starter deck. I'm
Yeah.
sure that people are going to take pirate deck and run with it. I don't know that green is the pirate deck color that will be what will, if anybody goes that route and makes it strong, that would be the color.
More
But
like a red steel kind of deal.
but it at least showcases what I think the set is, of course, going after, naturally being that it's Azurite Sea. They're trying to bring in the whole pirate notion, and so I feel like that's why we're seeing a lot of those theme cards. But I do think there will be some instances where you could make a competitive play pirate deck if you're careful about your card choices.
Yeah, for a lot of the keyword decks, like pirate or princess or prince or whatever it may be.
Right.
I just don't think there's enough support yet. We're 6 sets in. I think once we get into the higher count of sets, 10, 12, somewhere in there will be enough support to really get like pirate decks going. But people have made them strong. There was a top 64 or a top 32 at one of the DLCs with a pirate deck.
Absolutely, no, there
So-
was, without a doubt. And I think what we continue to see with Lorcana, this is just my own personal observation, having started playing since set 2. What I think they do a lot of the time is they bring cards in that they know aren't necessarily anything super special right this second, but they're leading up to what will eventually,
Yeah,
what
for
could
sure.
eventually be a power card,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a lot of cards that weren't usable in sets 1 and 2 now are some of the best cards in the game.
100%.
Yeah. So we pulled another legendary.
Nice.
We've got Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It says, during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an item card, you may play that item for free, and it enters play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. I mean, for people that play item decks, red-blue decks mainly, this card's amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's super, super easy to get rid of with the 2/1 willpower and strength, but I think that if they can keep this card on the board and you're able to, on turn 2, on turn 3, get out something like Lucky Dime or play a Fishbone for free or really anything, Maurice's Workshop, something like that, where, you can start ramping up your items for free, that's huge.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. We pulled a rare, super rare, and then a rare foil. Pooh Pirate Ship on the rare. Super rare is Tadashi Hamada, which is a big quest ticket for 3 lore. In blue, Pooh Pirate Ship. I do think if there's any route that the pirate ship will go, I do think it'll lean into amber and steel.
Yes.
If I was going to guess, I could be wrong on that.
Amber steel, red steel, something with steel.
Something
for
with
sure.
steel for sure.
This Tigger card is one of my favorite arts in the game.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's got the pin as well, the promo pin that they have now with the set too.
Yep. And then here is the Tadashi I was referring to. I think it's... Yeah, this is another, it's playing off of items, and it also has the inventor tag, which I think inventor is a route that people, again, might not be something that can pop off right this second, but I think inventor is another one of those tags that somebody might be able to do something with.
Yeah. It's brand new to this set, so.
Right, it's
we'll
brand new to
see.
the set, we'll see. if nothing else, even if it's not a competitive deck, it could be a fun deck.
Yeah. We got a Raya rare, which once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may ready a chosen character of yours. So I think that this gives red the chance to kind of build into like an aggro sort of thing, right? Or it could be used in an action deck with Robin Hood Sharpshooter, right?
Yeah, sure.
Use Robin Hood, play an action for free, ink a card when Raya's out, ready your Robin Hood, okay, and then play another action for free.
Yep.
Bobby says Raya slept on. Good with Mufasa.
This guy Bobby, man.
I also put chat over there so you guys can see it.
He can't quest again, but he can sing a song. Zeus,
Yep.
Bobby.
All right. Just 2 rares on this one. The Emerald Jasmine, which much akin to the Anna, has the options.
Yeah, she's also so I think this card's really, really good, right?
I do too.
When you play it, you can make somebody reckless, right? It's kind of a cheaper, there's less lore to it, but it is inkable, and it's basically a Lyle Tiberius, right?
Yeah.
So you give somebody reckless, but it's also a shift target, right? For the 6 cost Jasmine that shifts for 4, which whenever you put her into play, every card that is exerted, including yours, goes back into that player's hand, right? So you could be down and out.
Right.
You could be playing an aggro deck or something like that where you're down and out, they're questing for a ton or whatever, and you're able to shift that Jasmine out and bounce all their characters back to their hand. I think that's super, super powerful, right?
Yeah.
So I think this card's going to have some playability to it. We'll see.
Agreed. And I mean, even just from conversations with long time TCG players, most of them will tell you if a card has options,
Yeah,
it's a good card.
for sure.
This is the rare Ruby Moana. It's location driven. So
Yeah.
it's the bounce things to location, and you can gain lore that way. Heavy emphasis on location deck, maybe? I don't
Heavy
know.
emphasis on location. Again, it's a red card, and again, red steel, right, with its locations.
Right.
I think it could have some playability to it. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good card either way.
Yeah.
Couple shift targets in the new set for it as well, so.
Yep, absolutely. All right.
Here's a card for you that I think is pretty freaking ridiculous, right? Bend to my will. Each opponent discards all cards in their hand. So I actually have been testing this card with a blue-green deck.
Okay.
Where you're ramping, able to get up to, it's turn 3 or turn 4, and you can play this card. So I tested it with like Ursula, the Deceiver of All, where I was singing cards to bounce cards back to hand.
Sure.
And just kind of keep their hand nice and full, get a Prince John or maybe 2 out on the board, and then play this card. It's just ridiculous, the card advantage that you can gain from this card. So I think in the right deck with the right build, this card is going to be absolutely amazing. Just because still, as we've seen over the past 2 or 3 sets now, the discard mechanic is still so oppressive.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, bend to my will.
All right. Pulled 2 rares on this one. Nothing too crazy. Purple Genie Evasive.
Yeah, I think that this card actually is, again, super, super good. And I think it's going to be a staple for like pretty much every purple deck. You had purple green kind of come on last set, and obviously you have red purple, which has always been a good deck.
Right.
But it's basically you can't replace Rabbit because
Sure.
Rabbit's so good, right? Anytime it leaves, you get to draw a card too. But this is basically like a higher questing Rabbit. So will you see this in the green purple decks? Will you see it in maybe an aggro deck?
Sure.
Sure, like card draw, questing for 2, and it's evasive.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Yep.
Bobby says probably top rare, one of the top rares in the set.
Tadashi. But yeah, no, I agree for sure. That card, by the way, in like drafts
Yeah.
and any of like the starter deck tournaments that we've done has been just unbelievably good. It's so hard to deal with, evasive, and it's drawing you an extra card. It's awesome. Here is a common, uncommon Diablo. We got the foil one of it, which I actually think will actually eventually have some value to it. But it's a 0/1. This is another card, just like Magic Broom or Chernobog's Followers, where when this card is banished, you may draw a card. I think it has the potential, honestly, to be better than like a Chernobog's possibly, just because, you know, Chernobog's super easy to get rid of. This card, if you do get rid, I'm also super easy to get rid of, but if you do get rid of it, you're drawing a card.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna have some play for sure, no doubt.
Yep, absolutely. Here's some comments. We have a rare Nani and super rare Captain Amelia. Captain Amelia is in steel. So this is character can't be challenged by pirate characters. While being challenged, your other characters gain resist +1. So she does not gain resist +1, but your other characters on the board do.
While being challenged.
While being challenged. This card feels a little too conditional to me, but
Trash.
yeah.
Yes, trash. Trash card. Yeah, horrible.
Yeah. And then doing
To put it kindly, that card is horrible.
yeah, I don't think that this is anything to write home about either. I don't think that the ability on that card is really gonna make it sing. So
I got a card for you, Bobby. A foil, 5-cost Gantu that quests for 4. Why? Why? Why would they do this? This card is so good. Like, I mean, we've got people here who play like Amber Steel aggro decks, right? Like Bobby. This card's gonna be amazing in that deck, man. Like, you're gonna do a top deck war or something. I mean, he's only got 3 willpower, so you know he's not tough to get rid of, but still, questing for 4 is just absolutely ridiculous.
yep. All right, 2 super rares. Sugar Rush Speedway. Move a character here from a location, banish this location to gain 3 lore and draw 3 cards.
Yeah, I think that card with, you know, there's, obviously, you don't want to pay 6 for that, right?
Right.
But mixed results on the Gantu and
Well,
testing.
it's
interesting.
2. It's cost 2.
It costs 2, but it costs
6
6
to
to move
move.
them there,
Right,
right?
right,
So
right.
obviously you don't want to be paying that much to do that, right? That's going to take a whole turn,
Sure.
right? You have 6 ink, you move somebody there, you gain the 3 lore, you draw 3 cards, which in itself is not bad. But if you have something like a transport pod, which is new from this set, it's a 1-cost card that allows you to move a character to a location once per turn for free, right? You have a location out there, green location, plus this, you can move a character there for free, gain 3 lore and draw 3 cards at the start of your turn. That's amazing,
Yeah.
right? I've seen it tested in red-yellow decks as well,
Okay.
where you have something like, Tuk Tuk. Tuk Tuk lets you move cards for free as well. So I think there will be people much smarter than me who can apply this to a location deck and
Yeah.
use it. I have not been able to do that.
Yep, fair enough. And then super rare Mickey Mouse, again, playing into the pirate theme.
I shudder. I played against He Who Must Not Be Named, aka Bobby, in the starter deck tournament, and he got this card out and destroyed me with it. I had his board at a point and the cards in my hand. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going 2-0 here.
that's gonna be great.
Absolutely not. This card just wrecked my world. It's so good if you can actually apply it in a pirate character or a pirate deck. A chosen pirate character of yours gets +2 strength and gains. This character takes no damage from challenges. What? So good.
All right, we got 3 rares on this one.
Nice.
You Came Back, which is just a action card. It's just ready chosen character, 3 cost, uninkable.
Yeah.
Gantu,
Gantu again.
and then this Rafiki, which I mean,
I don't like the card. Whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may draw a card. It's a 9 cost uninkable. I'm not a fan of that. People have been able to apply blue-red, or blue-purple, sorry.
Yeah.
Where they're, you know, ramping up and getting big characters out.
Yeah.
Which, if you can do that with this card, it's a shift 7. If
It
you
is a
can do
shift
that with
7.
this card, that's great. But
I don't know that that's a card I would zone in on as my target to ramp up to a
I
big
wouldn't.
character.
You have better cards at that kind of a level that you're wanting to get out, like the
Whoa.
8 cost Elsa.
Right.
Talk about how cool.
I was gonna say though,
card is, though.
this card
It's
is
cool.
my favorite artwork
It's awesome.
in the game. It's so
It's
cool.
really
it's
cool
amazing.
card, yeah.
Yeah. So whoever the artist is, it is Sam Nielsen. Shout
and
out
that one's
to
a
you,
foil,
Sam.
so, you know.
And Sam, thanks for watching our stream. We got a legendary. It is John Silver. 8 cost, inkable, shift 5. He's got resist 2. At the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to each opposing ready character.
I'm gonna guess it's E because you just commented that the Mickey Mouse did you dirty a few nights ago.
That card did me dirty a few nights ago. That is definitely E. She is signed into my Twitch right now. Yeah, Bobby had her number a couple nights ago.
Hey, wait,
Hi.
actually, will you grab me that ukulele? What do you think of this, Josh?
Naveen's ukulele is sneaky good. I was running a red steel deck. You are familiar with it, sort of. I was running a red steel deck, and that was last set. That was based on a lot of actions, whole new world, and you had a couple B preps in there. It also had a lot of shift targets in there, right? So this card allows you. This card's ridiculous, right? It allows something like the 2 cost Ursula, the yellow Ursula, to sing B prep
Right.
on turn 3, right? It's going to allow a lot more than that. You have green-yellow possibilities with Ursula Deceiver of All, which there aren't a whole lot of super good high-cost songs in those decks. But
Sure.
I think that this card will, again, in the right deck, find some serious play.
Yep.
But yeah, Naveen's ukulele.
All right, we got ourselves a rare Energy Blast in Ruby. And
Yes.
then a legendary Maui Half Shark. Bow, bow, bow.
Maui Half Shark. Get that Energy Blast out of my face. Put that good card in there.
Boom.
Maui Half Shark, evasive, 7/5. Whenever this character challenges another character, you may return an action card from your discard to your hand. And whenever you play an action, you gain a lore,
Yep.
right? I was just talking about my red steel deck. The one problem with it that I had was that it would slowly lose card draw.
Yep.
Okay, you have all these huge characters and all these really great actions, right? Zeus and grab your swords or whatever. But I was slowly running out of card draw. This card allows you to bring back Let the Storm Rage On, draw a card. It allows you to bring back Whole New World, draw a card, right? This card it's going to allow different archetypes in the game than just the ones that we've seen so far. I think that this card is one of the best cards in the set, and I think that it will be one of the best cards in the game.
Yep. All right.
We got another legendary. This box is hitting.
Yeah.
Is that 6, 5, 6? Off-screen, lovely hand
How many
model.
How many?
We have 4 legendaries.
5.
So 5.
So we got the new Tiana, which again for aggro decks is going to be
Oh my God.
so freaking good.
Everyone's just gonna look at that card and throw up on the floor.
Yeah, for sure.
Whenever it gets played.
So it's a 3 cost uninkable. It's a 1/4 that quests for 2. So the 1/4 is for a 3 cost is crucial to this card because it's not super easy to get rid of.
Nope.
Right? So it says whenever a character of yours is challenged, while this character is exerted, the challenging character gains -3 this turn unless the player pays 3 ink. Dude, That's insane.
Yeah.
Especially for such a low cost. Like now you have Lilo out on turn 1 and 2 Daisy Ducks out on turn 2. I'm stealing this card back because it's so good. 2 Daisy Ducks on turn 2, right? You have all these questers out there, and then you play Tiana down, and you're able to exert her on turn 4 or whatever. Now those cards aren't super easy to get rid of, right? They have to be gone. They have to either pay the 3 ink and get rid of maybe one of them, or get rid of her first and then try and deal with the other cards, or use action. Like it's just such a good card for this set. So for aggro decks specifically. So we'll see how she plays out. Will she have application into like a Steel Song deck? I don't know. I don't think so, but I think she's more of like go the aggro route with it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything good?
Yeah, Bobby was saying that he does need that Tiana.
Oh, Bobby needs that Tiana. Bobby can't have that Tiana. We're halting all of Bobby's Amber Steel aggression.
The super rare Alice, which I just think is cool art. It's not even necessarily, it's a ward. Character quests, another chosen characters gets +1. They're kind of, they're harkening back to that original Alice growing girl thing too, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I actually think this card's, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, if you can, ward is so hard to deal with, right? We all know that. Ward, the keyword ward is so hard to deal with. That's why when you have characters like Cogsworth out or whatever it may be, this having the ability to give another card ward, not just itself, right? Because you play this card on turn 3, you can't get rid of it, right? You literally don't have the ability. You could grab your swords twice or something like that, right, to get rid of it on turn 3, but having the ability to give another card ward then the next turn, it gives a whole new route to like a blue steel deck maybe where you can go the aggro route or something like that, right?
Yep.
It's cool.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show this Basil card.
Yep.
It's a foil. It's just a common. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may pay 1 ink to have chosen opponent choose and discard a card. Again, I was testing a blue-green deck, which I think is probably, not to give too much away, but one of maybe the decks that I'll be going with this set. And this card's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can shift it out on turn 4, and then if you have something like a Fishbone out, or you have the Tadashi Hamadas, right?
Right.
Tadashi Hamada gets banished, and you have this card out, you put 2 cards into your inkwell with Tadashi, pay 2 ink, make them discard 2 cards. It's just so oppressive, right?
Right.
So I think that in its strength, its willpower and its strength is just so good, right? It's a 4/5.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with on turn 4. I think that it has serious implications for blue-green.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is a deck, by the way, that up until this point, will it be good this set? I don't know. I'm gonna try and make it good, but up until this point, it hasn't been playable.
Yeah.
Please note asked if Basil is from the Great Mouse Detective.
He
It
is.
is indeed.
He is the one and only Great Mouse Detective, actually.
And Josh, again, who I believe is he, says that card made me rage quit against Josh. Or Josh has got his phone below his...
That card did make me rage quit against myself. No. Okay, I'm going to set up a scenario real quick. There's 2 Prince Johns on board. It wasn't the Basil that made her rage quit. There's 2 Prince Johns on board, and she had about 6 cards in her hand, and I played Bend to My Will.
Oh.
Right? So she discarded 6, and I drew 12. That's where the rage quit happened.
Yeah.
That's where one of the many rage quits has happened.
2 rares
Love
on
you.
this pack, Safe and Sound and Olivia Flaversham.
Olivia Flaversham,
It's a 1/1, cost 2, 3 lore.
it's
I mean,
basically the Greens version of the Purple Pinocchio, right?
Right.
The 2 cost 1/1
Right.
that quest for 3. It's just opening up more options for aggro,
Yep.
right? This card, it's going to stick around for 1 turn. It's going to get you 3 lore.
Yep. And that's its job.
And that's the job. Can you play green-yellow, get Tiana out, make them pay 3 ink to think about challenging this card, right? Like, there's some options there, so
Yep.
we'll see.
Yep.
Actually, as I'm talking about it and dropping it on the floor, I now want to build that deck.
All right.
Here's this pack. I got 2 more. You got
All right,
one?
I got one more. You go ahead.
I'm being slow. Sorry, I'm talking too
No,
much.
you're fine.
To anybody watching me throw away the puzzle pieces, by the way, I'm sorry. Here's Madam Mim. The new 3-cost Madam Mim that does not require you to remove a character from the board. Choose and discard a card and gain 2 lore, or gain 1 lore, sorry. Game closer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Better game closer than GOAT, possibly.
possibly.
Like, you play this when you're at 17, you got 6 ink in your hand and you got a couple cards and you just dump and gain 3 lore and
Yep,
game's over, right?
absolutely.
So, will this have play? It could be a 1 of or 2 of, 2 of or 3 of in a
Yeah,
deck.
I think so.
Is it super powerful in like a blue-purple deck where you can ramp, have a ton of ink and a ton of cards in your hand? I think so.
I think so.
I think this card will have some serious competitive play.
Do the purple decks, do like the bounce decks say when remove play or when return to hand?
When, like a goat or a
Like a
rabbit,
goat or
it's
rabbit.
when they are removed from play.
So even if they're,
If they're put into an inkwell,
okay.
if they're bounce back to your banish, bounce back to your anything, yeah,
Okay.
you're gaining lore or bam, bam, bam.
Oh!
We got our first enchanted. Bam, bam, bam.
Second Baymax.
Second
Baymax.
Baymax pulled at this shop. So if you are looking for Baymax enchanted cards, you have to come here. Wow, this
Wow.
card's awesome. So
and-
this is actually the first enchanted that from the new set that I've pulled. We've opened a couple. Aaron and I have opened a couple boxes.
Yeah.
So this card is a 3-cost inkable 0/4 that quests for 2. Tap 2 ink, remove up to 1 damage from another chosen character, and then it says if you have an inventor character in play, you pay 1 less to play this character. Card's trash. Art's great. Enchanted is awesome. Card's trash. We'll never see play. We love the enchanted though.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Well, these make my very sad rare and super rares just seem pitiful. Just cover them up.
Yeah.
Cover them up.
Was that your last pack? That was your.
That
Yeah,
was my very
that was the
last
very
pack.
last pack.
and-
Yep,
Yep.
I will actually comment. I do love that they brought Calhoun in.
Calhoun, and not only did they bring her in, but
Like,
dude, she's amazing.
yeah, it's a great card.
Dude, she is amazing.
It's a great card.
It's a resist +1, and it's a small Robin Hood. You're gaining
Yeah.
2 lore every time you banish a card.
Awesome.
Dude, this card is going to it's going to
Oh.
be in the vast majority of steel decks.
Absolutely.
Right? Blue steel, amber steel, especially the aggro versions of it. It's going to see so much play. So
Yep.
yeah, that card's awesome.
Yep. And we did get a foil super rare Gadget Hack Wrench.
Pretty card.
Yeah.
While you have 3 or more items in play, you pay 1 less to play inventor characters. Again, not enough support for inventors just yet.
Not yet.
But, shift her out on 4, quest for 3 maybe.
Yep. And then classic goofy move, Rush. Boom.
Does a lot. Has the makings of if those inventor decks get a little bit more support.
If the inventor decks get a little more support,
It's a card
which
that becomes like a staple.
they, it's going to take some sets to do that. But
Yep.
yeah, I agree. Box number 2.
All right.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Does anybody need a potty break?
I'm good.
Drew?
I've just been going over here.
Oh, okay. That's disgusting.
Do you see the puddle right there?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Oh. These
Need
are
some help
different.
there?
These are different than the other boxes. There's usually the,
Oh, yes.
which I really like the.
Thanks.
Here is
Oh, thank you.
8 for you, 16 for me.
Sure.
Okay. Box gone, box keep.
I put box guy. I threw the box away.
Just kidding. Here's 4 more for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Enchanted in the first box. Is that a good omen or is that our last hurrah already?
Calhoun's so good.
Yes.
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 Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right.
We are ripping.
Indeed. Treasure Mountain. Oh, Yzma legendary.
Yzma. There we
Yzma.
go.
Pull the lever.
Pull the lever. Feel the power. If you have fewer than 3 cards in your hand, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. This card is so good.
It's so good.
It quests for 2. Like, I feel like aggro especially got so much support this set.
Yes.
Like, you know, other than Amethyst Chromacon, which allows your opponent to draw, it doesn't have a whole lot of card draw, right?
Right.
This card allows you on turn 4 to, or turn 5, I guess, after you play it, to tap it and draw essentially what is 3 cards, which in an aggro deck is just bonkers.
Right.
Right. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, good card.
Treasure Mountain. Start of your turn, deal damage to chosen character or location equal to the number of characters here. It does have 9 defense, so it does take a minute to get this off, and it does rack 2 lore with every passing turn.
It does.
So,
It's
as far as
uninkable.
it is uninkable. As far as locations go, I love those stats. I love this stat. I hate that you can't ink it.
Yeah, I have a hard time. Anytime I see 2 costs to move a character there, I'm kind of like,
Thrown by it? Yeah.
yeah, do I really like that? Because, you know, there's so much, like, turn 6 in a steel deck, there's so much better things you can be doing with your 2
Absolutely.
ink.
Absolutely.
Is it applicable in a deck that allows you to move characters for free? Yeah,
Absolutely, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Here is a super rare. Mr. Smee, when you play this character, you may deal damage to chosen characters equal to the number of other power characters you have in play. Nah. Not enough support. Will it be good one day? Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Another Olivia,
Another Olivia.
Rhea. During your turn, card is put into your inkwell. You may ready another chosen character of yours. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. We've seen Olivia already. We saw Rhea earlier.
We saw Rhea, yep. Another Madam
Another
Mim.
Madam Mim. Okay.
Moving right along.
Pass you these rares.
Wow, we hit Enchanted on the first
Hello.
box. That bodes well.
Yeah.
Will there be 2?
Commons and uncommons.
Can there be
Coming
2?
in hot. Sure. There can be.
Are you
There could-
separating them for her?
Hmm?
That's really nice. I should do that.
All right. What we got? Rare. Genie Rare.
Genie's so good.
Sugar Rush Speedway.
Box number 2, folks.
All right.
What's the Enchanted that you want to see us pull? I'm looking for a couple more legendaries.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
I'd like to see another Simba. Or a Simba, I should say.
I would like to see a Simba.
to
I
see
would
a
love
Simba?
to see a Simba. Captain Hook, rare. While this card is exerted, opposing pirate characters can't quest. No application there. Whenever
Oh,
this card is challenged, draw a card. Yes.
We hit 2 legendaries.
Oh, we
back
hit
to
2
back.
legendaries back to back.
And then a hollow
Let me move
rare.
Captain Hook. Sorry, Captain.
We got, oh, we haven't seen this one yet. So we have Hades.
Hades. Tap, pay 3 ink, banish one of your characters, banish chosen character. Don't love it.
And then Baymax.
It's not terrible, but I don't love it.
So the not.
The legendary Baymax.
Yep.
We went over what this character does with the Enchanted version.
Yep.
The artwork is so cool.
It's
And
cool.
by the way, that movie is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron loved it. I had Aaron watch it the other day. She loved it.
But yeah, it's great. I am Baymax.
One of the worst legendaries of the set, he says.
Oh, wait. Oh, this one is different than the Enchanted.
When you play this character and whenever you quest him, remove it to 2 damage from another chosen character of yours. Gain 1 lore for each. Oh,
Oh,
it is different.
yeah.
Gain 1 lore for each 1 damage removed. Anytime I see something like this, I immediately go to Grandpappy, which
Oh,
is gain
yeah.
lore for damage removed. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this card's not bad. actually, and I know a couple people who build damage removal decks, so
Yeah.
slide it right in. Thanks, Bobby.
Rare, uncommon foil. The Stitch Pirate. The art is just, everybody's gonna love that card.
Yeah, the art's hilarious.
Because the art's just great.
People love Stitch, man.
What's not to love? I mean,
What's not to love
The
about
art, the art
Stitch?
for Stitch
Stitch
is
is
always
the best.
great. Yeah, this is a rare, the Cobra Bubbles. I don't know that we've seen it yet tonight. I'm not.
Nah.
It's-
another Mickey Mouse,
Yep.
super rare. We can rip that card and throw it in the trash. I hate it.
I wish you were more honest with me, just about how you felt about things, Josh. I never really know what you're thinking.
Sammy, what are you looking for as far as cards for this set?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I haven't had a good chance to really like look into things so far.
Sammy, speaking to the mic.
Yeah, I run a red-green deck currently, so anything
Lore Thievery.
Lore Thievery, discard.
I like it.
That's my shtick.
Alright.
I'm gonna find a card just for you.
All right, I'm counting on it.
We got the Tigger.
We got
a
Tigger. Oh, we have a Sisu?
We have a Sisu. We haven't seen her yet.
Whenever this character quests, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a dragon character card, put it into your hand and repeat this effect.
Wow.
Otherwise, put it on either the top or the bottom of your deck.
So we have the first card ever that could allow you to have all of your cards in your deck in your hand. Repeat the effect, dude.
Yeah.
Find a dragon, draw a dragon. Find a dragon, draw a dragon. All 60 cards of dragons. No, this card's, I don't think it's gonna have any play. It's okay. The art on it is really cool.
Art's cool.
Sisu's awesome, but
And then, yeah, we have another Tigger and Olivia.
lots of Olivias.
Yeah.
Kakamora, Mama Odie. Nothing here.
Stitch TV show? I don't recall the TV show.
Vaguely do.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
it was like
It was all about the other experiments, right?
yeah, it was
Oh.
like a alien hunt. Like he had
Yes.
to go. It was like episodic cop drama. But they were like going to get the other aliens.
This pack is
And
just
by the way, Drew was like
stacked with
30 when that show
locations.
came out, so
You know what? That's why I remember it. So
This pack is just almost all locations, which is just really funny.
that's great. A full location deck. What are our? Ooh, that scar.
That Scar. Yeah.
Scar's
which
not
is-
bad. The art on this scar is
This-
just.
yeah, the
that's my
art
favorite
is cool.
part about this card is the art on the scar. It's a rush. I mean, he also like he clears castles
Mm-hmm.
in one go because he's a 7/4 when he's challenging. So he's not bad, really.
Yeah.
Like, well, he might have some play. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. And then we had Yokai and Mystical Tree, which is both rare.
Yeah. Both trash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is okay. You know what?
Oh yeah, this is the whole microbots thing.
Yeah, the microbots thing. I'm not a fan of that.
No.
I did want to talk about this card.
Yeah, that
actually.
card. Yeah.
And you know what? You can argue with me if you'd like on this, but I actually truly believe that this card will see some play
I do too.
because, right? Lyle, I go back to Lyle, right? He is on entry, give a character reckless, okay? This card costs one less, also uninkable. Every time you put a card into your inkwell, you give reckless.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
No,
Like,
it is.
That card has been impossible to deal with in like the starter deck challenges and stuff, and the drafts and whatnot. But also, I think that this card in the right deck again is gonna be super good.
Yep.
So Bellwether, who knew?
Yep.
Zootopia.
Yep. And speaking of, I love that he got.
Oh, yeah.
I love that he got tossed in here. On my daughter's wedding day,
Yeah,
you come to me.
it's so good. Yeah, can't be challenged.
Yeah.
He's a 1/1.
Yeah.
Won't see play.
No.
But it's great. Character's great.
Character's great. It's just fun to see it. When I opened it up, I immediately, all I could
Yeah.
hear was,
His voice.
You come to me.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Right. And then bend to my will.
Bend to my will. Yes. We're opening. I'm going over cards that we haven't gone over yet.
Yeah.
I've been testing this card out, Twin Fire. Deal 2 damage to chosen character. Then you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 more damage to another chosen character. So on turn 2, you can discard a card and deal 4 damage to either one character, or you can deal 2 to 2. I think that this card, honestly, like in a blue steel deck, possibly in a green steel deck, you're getting rid of, on turn 1, you're getting rid of Diablo and Morph, right? On turn 2, I mean.
Yep.
You're getting rid of, you can take out Smee in one go, right?
Right.
You can take out the Robin Hood shift, plus you can take out Cinderella, plus whatever, you know?
Right.
Like this card, I think, again, will see some competitive play. It's basically like a slightly better uninkable Baboom,
Yep.
right? Which sees a lot of competitive play.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph Legendary.
Yep.
The Ham Hands. This is a card that I have been testing in my blue steel deck because it is, whenever this character quests, you may banish chosen item or location to gain 2 lore.
Yep.
Right? I've found the application of it difficult, just because, like, you have to banish an item, right?
Right.
So you're getting rid of popsicles or, you know, fortispheres in the blue steel decks. Yeah, you're getting rid of items of yours. But is it great in the fact that you can get rid of items on the other side
Sure.
or locations on the other side? Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's amazing, right?
Absolutely.
But as far as like blue steel and stuff like that, I found the aerial to be better. But I think that this card, like, I haven't tested it enough, and you know, I haven't played enough. It's obviously very early in the set, but I think that this card's gonna be super good in the right deck, just for getting rid of, you know, opponents' locations without having to really do anything other than quest and gain 5 lore.
Right.
It's huge,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. 6 cost uninkable is tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. You're really getting into that high count, and you're like, man. Nothing here.
All right. We got a King Sensor Core.
King Sensor Core. The coupling to the Queen Sensor Core, your Prince and King characters gain resist +1. Reveal a top card of your deck. If it's a Prince or King card, you may put that card into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck. It's you know, essentially the Queen Sensor Core, except it doesn't gain you the lore. It gives you resist +1. Queen Sensor Core has seen 0 competitive play. It's been cool in like little fun decks, but and this card will be the same, I think.
Yep.
So
All right, and then we have
we got another legendary.
Legendary Hercules, Baby Demigod.
The Baby Demigod. This artwork is
It's so
funny.
good. I love it.
Yeah, he's a 6 cost uninkable. That's a 6/3. He's got ward again. Keyword ward. Tap 3, deal 1 damage to chosen damaged character. That ability is terrible in a 6 cost uninkable card. You're on turn 6, right? It's got ward, which like on turn 6 really isn't that great,
Right.
because you know they can go Tinkerbell, grab your swords type of deal with a 5 cost character, or you're walking into a B prep.
Right.
So I don't think this card's any good. I think the artwork on it is amazing,
Yeah.
and it's my favorite Disney movie, so I love it. Another Tadashi.
All right.
Hercules and Hades are the 2 worst of the set. Yes. Bobby. Yes, Bob.
Hades.
Hades. This one's not.
And then here's the Baymax that is the legend, or I'm sorry, the Enchanted.
Yes. No, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
This Hades honestly is not terrible. I mean, it's a 6 cost uninkable, which again, like once you get into that zone, it's not great. But
Right.
during an opponent's turn, whenever one of your characters is banished, gain 2 lore. It's good. It's a good card.
Yeah.
It's not going to see any competitive play because it's too easy to get rid of. It's a high cost uninkable, like we said.
Yep.
So it's, you know, the artwork on it's cool. Hades is cool. He quests for 3, which is cool. So in fun decks, sneaky fun decks, yeah, he'll
Sure.
be a good card.
Absolutely.
Chip and Dale. Chippendale's an 8 cost, uninkable, 6/6 that quests for 3 is a shift 5. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character card from your discard to your hand. So when I look at this card, I think of something like Perdita. That's on play, return a low cost character, one or 2 cost character to your, or is it 1 or 2 attack? Bobby will know. And then also when you quest, you're returning cards to your hand, right? This Chip and Dale is a shift. If you can get, you can shift him onto either Chip or Dale, right?
Right.
If you can get that card out there, and then, you know, on turn 5, this card's super hard to get rid of because it's strength and willpower.
Right.
Whenever you're putting a card into your inkwell, you're bringing aggro cards back from the grave, right? You're bringing
Right.
Rapunzel back to draw cards. You're bringing, you know, you're bringing Lilo's back or something like that. So I think it's a really, really strong card, honestly, for an aggro deck.
Yep. Last 2 from the pack were Winnie the Pooh, Honey Pirates. This is the support function.
Yeah, decent.
Decent.
Yep.
And then
Lilo.
Lilo is at the start of your turn. If this card is in your discard, you may play her, and she enters play exerted.
Yeah, another one of the cards that I want to shield from Bobby and people who are playing aggro decks because although you do have to pay 2 ink every time you play it, this is one of those cards that win an aggro deck when you're dead, right?
Right.
You run out of card draw, you run out of this, you have no cards left. You are constantly able to play a card and also pay 2 ink and bring this card back, right?
Right.
They're having to deal with it every turn. It comes in exerted, super easy to get rid of, but still super annoying.
It still creates a roadblock, right? It
It's
is
a
still
roadblock.
something that somebody looks at and goes, well, I either deal with that or don't.
I have to deal with it.
I have to
again.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Box number 3.
Box number 3.
Stack, stack,
Half stack.
half stack.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh,
Box number 3, Drew.
Box number 3.
Put it on the board.
I'm going to, I'm still,
Immediately now. Stop whatever you're doing.
they can't see the box number yet.
way to
Oh.
go.
What's our legendary count at?
2 boxes we have. That box was kind of weak.
Yeah.
Let me double check, but I think 9.
So we had 5.
Five legendaries and 1 enchanted out of box 1.
Out of box 1. And 4.
4 from this one.
She's rifling through these low sleeves that are they're it's like
10.
it's like shuffling mud.
And
10 legendary. Okay, so 5 in each box so far.
So,
Pretty good.
oh, okay. First pack is another Baymax.
Another
Legendary.
Baymax legendary.
Yep, I dropped it in the, yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is just, this card is just nothing right
It
now.
is so bad.
It's so bad. The We Could Be Immortals song is just, it's worthless
not good.
right now. It's not good. Maybe in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's cost
Another
4.
6 sets.
I mean, the inventor characters gain resist +6.
I mean, the
I get
mechanic of
it.
the card is ridiculous.
Right.
Resist +6,
It's
you
so
don't
stupid.
need that.
It's just,
right?
it's insane. Yeah.
But yeah, that card just right now
It's
is
just nothing.
not good.
Yeah. Is that your first pack?
Second.
Okay.
Twin Fire. Here's a new card. This is the new Scar. The Its ability is Teeth and Ambitions, which is the exact ability of the song, the 2-cost song Teeth and Ambitions, which is when you play this character, deal 2 damage to chosen character of yours to deal 2 damage to another chosen character. Yeah, 5 cost uninkable where you're dealing 2 damage to yourself and others on turn 5. I don't love it. I do, however, love that this is the prize card
Yes.
for the set championships. Like the artwork on that is so good, and
Oh,
I'm glad
it's
they've gone
great.
back to like more of the popular characters. We went to Mirabelle last set, which I think was kind of a dud for most people. But I'm glad that we've gone back to more popular characters like a Scar. So I don't think the card has real application, but
It's
like-
funny you say that though about Mirabelle because that's like my
Your-
most. That's like
that's
not,
your
not that
favorite?
Mirabelle is inherently my favorite character, but Encanto is like one of my
favorite movies.
Favorite
I'm not
movies.
saying that the movie's bad or anything like that. I'm just saying, I was just basically saying in the grand scheme of things.
No,
like,
I hear you for sure.
when you're talking context of Disney movies, like people were amped about Stitch, right?
Oh,
People were-
absolutely.
I think it's just because the movie hasn't been around for very long.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have stuff like Stitch that's been around since 2001 or Ursula that's been around since the 80s.
Oh well, sure. The
right?
Ursula bar none for me, like way above the
Yeah.
Mirabelle. But I still was like, oh, cool, a Mirabelle.
Yeah.
Kanga, it's a 3-cost uninkable. Whenever this character quests, another chosen character of yours can't be challenged until the start of next turn.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. We have another treasure mountain here as well.
Treasure Mountain.
Yeah, Bobby says he likes Maribel, but she was unplayable. And I think that's part of,
I built a Mirabelle deck
yeah, and it,
with the 3-cost queen in the Emerald deck that allows you to discard a card from your hand and gain lore equal to the card in your hand. So I had 4 Mirabelle. By the way, the deck was trash, but I built the deck, and yeah, it worked a couple times. You know, I was able to a couple times tap the queen, discard a Mirabelle, gain 5, and then play Sven, 4-cost Sven, and re-ready the queen, and then tap the queen and discard another Mirabelle and gain 10 lore in 1 turn, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, that card's the Mirabelle's right now. It's never going to see any kind of competitive play, which also kind of again drives the value of it down. Ursula, you know, people were able to put the Ursula in their deck, and same with Stitch.
Yeah.
Right. Stitch especially in the first couple sets, Stitch saw a lot of competitive play, but Mirabelle right now just is not happening.
Got another Olivia. I think we accidentally skipped this card earlier with the Jim Hawkins. It's a bodyguard, and it's the same. It's the pirate shtick, right?
Yeah, look at the top 4
the top
cards of your deck, reveal any number of pirates, and put them into your hand. There's a lot of cards like this. There's a queen, there's a blue queen that allows you to do the same kind of deal, put any amount of queens into your deck. So
Yeah.
yeah, decent. I mean, for a 7-cost, its stats should be way higher if it's a bodyguard. So
Agreed.
it's okay.
Yeah. And then we have a hollow Rescue Ranger submarine, which is the Inkwell shtick.
Yeah.
All right.
We are ripping. Thievery, gain a lore, steal a lore. Gadget. Here's the card that I was looking for our lovely friend Sammy, who was
yes.
saying that she built a lore stealing deck. We have Jasmine, the rebellious princess. You'll never miss it. Whenever this character quests, each opponent loses 1 lore. You are, in 1 turn, shifting the board by 3 lore.
Yep.
It's really good, actually. Like, you gain 2 lore, they lose 1. Aggro deck applicable, yes.
Yep.
I think the card's cool. Pretty easy to get rid of.
I think I've asked you guys
But-
a question before. Lorcana does not have a uniqueness limiter. Like, you could have 3 of those Jasmines out at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Many as you want. Yep.
Yep.
Quest for 6, loot. The other person loses 3.
We got another rare Rhea. And then we have the super rare Jafar in steel.
Super rare.
During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, deal 1 damage to chosen character.
Yeah, so they have put that mechanic into a ton of cards in this set, especially. Put a card into your inkwell, deal a damage. Put another card into your inkwell, deal a damage. This is another card that I think that if it was inkable, maybe, but I just think that them making it such a high cost and an uninkable is it's just really tough to get the card out into any competitive deck.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Garbage. We have another Tadashi Ambush.
Tap one of your characters to deal damage. Yeah.
Eh,
It's not bad. Tap
Yeah.
one of your characters to deal damage equal to that character's strength. So you're basically able to exert the character and attack the character without actually attacking it. Deal some damage.
yeah.
It's all right. Decent.
It's a common, but I'm seeing a lot of people buzzing
Yeah, this
about
card's
on
amazing,
card. Yeah,
right? This
yeah.
card is one of the better cards in the blue blue deck from this set.
Yep.
This turn, you may put an additional card from your hand into your inkwell face down and draw a card. So, my early set belief is that this card replaces Tipo, just because you're able to replace, right? Drawing the card, you're able to replace instead of Tipo is you're losing on card advantage, right?
Exactly.
You're middling out here. You're able to ink a card, draw a card first. This has the mechanic that Bell does, where you have to show what you're inking. So
Sure.
that kind of forces you to keep your uninkable count a little lower than you would if you were running like a Tipo, right? Tipo, you don't have to show. You can ink an uninkable card, right? But Sail the Azurite Sea, you have to ink an inkable card. So I think the card's really good. I think it replaces Tipo just because you're again gaining card advantage. You're drawing another card and getting 2 ink.
Yep.
Super good.
Yep. Absolutely.
Bobby also says forces you to run less uninkable.
Yep.
Yep.
Forces you.
Why wouldn't you run both?
Well,
Just
I mean,
because you don't need that much ramp?
Tipo's whole thing. Tipo is a very weak card.
Okay.
It's a 1/2.
Yep.
Right? But it was good because it was basically 1 jump ahead
Yep.
in the fact that you added ink to your inkwell, but you put a body on the board.
Right.
But you're losing on card advantage because you're not drawing a card, you're just inking from your hand. So you're going from 5 cards to 3 in 1 turn because you're inking, playing this, inking another card, right? So this allows you to draw a card on that turn and ink an extra card.
Yep. We have another Chippendale and then Go-Go Tamago.
Go-Go Tamago actually, in my opinion, is one of the better green cards in the set.
I would agree.
So it's an evasive 2/2. When you play this character, it's really for turn 4 or beyond. You're not playing this
Yeah.
card to play it on turn 2 because it's a vanilla 1/1 stat line, right? It's
Right.
a 2/2 that quests for 1. But on turn 4 or beyond, when you play this character, you may pay 2 to gain lore equal to the damage to chosen opposing character, right? They have a what's the big crab's name? I forget.
Tamatoa?
They have a
Tamatoa.
Tamatoa on the board. You can Zeus it, put
Yep.
5 on it, and play this on turn 4 and gain 5 lore.
Sure.
Like that's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
card.
Agreed. Evasive is huge even on.
It is. Evasive is good on turn 2, but it's the card's so easy to get rid of. You're only questing for 1. If you're playing that on turn 2, you're losing. You're losing that turn 2, right?
Fights with Diablo.
It does fight with Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's what the point of the card is, though, right?
No.
You're not putting a card like that into your deck because you could put Sir Hiss out there, right?
Right.
Because he fights with Diablo and knocks Diablo in Hidden Cove. So I think the whole point of that is turn 4 and beyond.
Yeah. Pete, rare, nothing. He's just a 5/2.
Another Wreck-It Ralph legendary ham hands.
And then we did get another Madam Mim.
And another Madam M.
All right.
Moving along swimmingly. We're still looking for a couple of the legendary. We haven't seen a Simba
We
yet.
have not seen a Simba yet, no.
Unbelievable.
I know.
But we do see a foil legendary Maui.
Nice, very nice.
I mean, we're talking $50 card right there. The art on these, by the way, which changed last set with the card kind of popping off the character
The
kind of popping off the
embossed.
card.
cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah. Love it. Foil.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I love actually how specifically the Naveen looks from last set.
Yeah, the
with
Naveen's
that.
cool.
I think that
Bruno too.
the Bruno's
looks
cool.
really
When I saw when I cracked a Naveen, I was like, man, that embossing is so
It's because
cool.
he's so big.
It's because he's so big.
He's
yeah,
like
it just
coming
like
off of the card.
it really
basically,
does
yeah.
come off the card. We got Seeking the Half Crown, and a rare.
Nah.
Zipper.
Zipper
Ward.
and a rare. Yeah, also no. He's
And
resist
then-
+1, right?
Yep. And then we got another Treasure Mountain here, but it's a Treasure Mountain hollow. So it's at least pretty.
Pretty. Pretty is what we're looking for. It doesn't necessarily need to be good. We just want it to be pretty.
Yeah. All right. Are they creaking?
Very old. Extremely old.
Oh, nope, another Yzma.
Another
Another-
Yzma.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
All right. Another Yzma, Mr. Big. Pass these to you. All right.
Pass those to you. We do have a super rare. I don't think we've shown this one yet. The Big Tadashi.
I don't think so.
Big Tadashi. What's up, Denver?
Oh, what is
Big Tadashi is a 3/3 that quests for 3. For each for each item that you have in play, the character gets +1 strength and +1 willpower. So I actually think that this card is going to see serious competitive play, just because he's a high quester that, like, dude, if you have a couple popsicles, a fishbone, Maurice's workshop, you know, people go. There have been serious heavy item builds. So you get enough items out there, this guy turns into a 7/7, something like that. Like, that's ridiculous, right? So
Yeah.
I think this card will actually see some competitive play.
3 rares, Owl Island, Monterey Jack. Monterey Jack is just big on the butt, but he does no damage.
Right.
I think there's better things you could be doing with the 4-cost card,
For sure.
especially in Amber.
Yeah, definitely.
And another Seeking the Half Crown. Owl Island is a 3-cost uninkable. For each character you have here, you pay 1 less for the first action you. It's
It's a lot.
It's a
Second
lot going
action, you
on.
gain 3 lore. Like,
Sure,
that's cool.
That's cool.
But no,
It's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
it's a no for me, dog.
Agreed.
Denver at work right now, wishing I was at home watching instead. Buddy, honestly, just quit.
Don't listen to Josh, Denver.
Oh, okay. Don't listen to me. Don't quit your job.
This podcast does not provide actual financial.
Here's a fun card from Big Hero 6. It is Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Which
The art on that.
the art on that's
I
hilarious,
love it.
right? He's flipping his board.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
funny. But when this character is challenged, gain 2 lore. Again, like
Yeah, right.
green with the Fred, with the Olivia, with a couple other cards has gained serious like momentum in the aggro department. I think that this card just adds to that, right?
I think it also pairs well with Super Goof, and there's that Donald Duck too that I think it's every time you challenge somebody, they lose lore too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I mean, that can just be a fun combination, right? So like you challenge with Donald, you super goof somebody, and then you throw him out there and you're able to somehow get all 3 in there. That's
Yeah.
just a foul play.
Yeah, it is. So a couple legendaries. We're still looking for the Jasmine, the green Jasmine,
Yep.
and we're still looking for Simba.
We did pull a rare Wendy Darling, which again, pirate themed, evasive, cost 2, uninkable, 1/2. While you have other pirate, it's the pirate shtick. It gets +1 attack and +1 lore though. So, you know.
Not horrible, not great.
Yep, and then we have another Lilo here, that 2 cost Amber Lilo.
Hate it.
Yep, I
No.
know.
Hate to love it.
Hate to love it. It's a great card. All right.
Here's a card that we can talk about. It is Honey Lemon, coming from a discard player running a green steel deck. This card is, again, another one of those cards like Togo that we were just talking about, that it's a 2-cost card, right? That really you want to be playing it on turn 4 because you're paying 2 ink to discard a card from their hand.
Right.
This card paired with like Prince John on turn 3, where you're playing this card next, having them discard, you're drawing. But also this card's just super good because it gains 2 lore.
Yep.
So like if you are forced to, like I was talking about the vanilla stat line from Togo where it's a 2/2 that quests for 1, right? This is a slightly worse strength and willpower, 1/1, but it quests for 2. Okay, so I think that this card's a lot better than that card, and I think that this card will see some competitive play.
Yep. All right, last pack on this box for me. We got another Mr. Smee here in the super rare. And then a rare Madam Mim, which is Challenger +1, and other characters gain Challenger +1.
Game Challenger +1.
Yep. There's a stack of...
Denver, I'd hire you, dude. I'd hire you right away.
All right.
Last
what you got?
pack is nothing.
Nothing?
Hades, Baymax, and Judy Hopps, 3 rares.
All right.
At the end of your turn, you may ready chosen character of yours. 6 cost. No, thank you. Last box.
Last box.
We are ripping. We ripped that for sure. It was not pre-ripped.
Listen, I may have accidentally got hasty and opened one of the boxes. Okay?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
4 and 4. Last box.
All right.
Box number 4. Put it on the board.
Oh,
Good job,
he's
dude.
already done it. He's already done it.
What's the legendary count? Just keep me honest. Are we at 14 or 15?
Later, Bobby. Have a good night, dude.
Bye, Bobby.
Thanks for joining.
14 with 1 foil legendary, so 15 total.
15 total.
Plus Enchanted.
Plus an
Plus
enchanted.
1 enchanted so far.
Where's the enchanted? Oh, in her pocket. Okay.
In her
Sammy.
pocket.
Okay, Sammy.
All
She
right.
forgot to mention she had a
Little
1
Justin.
legend. She had 1 enchanted.
Yeah, I forgot
I brought this from home.
I brought it in with you, yeah. We have another rare Jasmine, rare Wendy Darling, Nick Wild, hollow uncommon.
Nothing in my packs, couple rares. I'm gonna start separating them for you now that we're on our 4th box, and Rachel's been doing it for you the entire time.
Very courteous of you.
Super
Thank you so
considerate
much.
of me.
Yes.
Actually,
You guys should really try to, crack some better cards because I'm running out of room for commons.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
So you should probably step up a little bit here.
We got,
did you? Oh, no way.
we got a foil legendary Tiana.
Nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That card is beautiful, man.
That really is.
I love it when they're foil, dude. This is so much better. Foil. I'm building a deck with that card.
This is not for nothing. I just love that they put the White Rose in.
The White Rose is actually
I
a
think
pretty good card.
It's a decent card.
Like, it's a poor man's goat, right? It's gaining lore on entry.
Yeah.
Its stat line is not terrible.
No.
And,
I mean, it gains lore on entry. It does its job.
it does its job.
Right?
So I think that, yeah, again.
Are there other things you could do with a 3-cost card?
Yes.
Of course.
There is.
But
In-
is it,
in an
but is it
aggro
a
deck, in your top decking?
Exactly, you're top decking and you throw out a Rose and you're already, maybe you already, that's the last tipping point
Yeah,
you need.
exactly.
You never know, right?
You're looking for a goat and you play the
Right.
Rose, so.
Couple rares,
and
Cobra,
Dale.
Hades. Or like the time that, maybe you're playing one of your friends and they just will a Tremaine or a Medusa to come to the top of their deck.
Oof.
It's never happened before.
Oh.
Nobody's ever willed a Medusa to the top of their deck before.
Medusa! That was awesome.
I could have flipped the table.
Oh my gosh. What was that? Was that in Constructed?
We were just playing here.
Oh, yeah.
Or, we just OP. And I was playing Steel Songs.
Oh, that's right.
And I had a minor.
I was playing my Red Steel deck.
Yes, and I was
that
playing
deck's
I was playing Steel Songs with a minor sensor core function.
awesome. Yeah.
Just to see how that worked in there. And I had you on the ropes, and then you
I do
friggin'
remember.
Medusa'd me, and I was just like, he just got it. It's over. It's over. He just pulled the whole thing. Right up.
Go Tamaga.
All right. Another Lilo. Oh, foil, Pooh Pirate Ship. Just cool. Just a cool card. Yokai, which I do think
Tap,
that
pay 3 ink, and return a pirate character card from your discard to your hand. Okay.
I do like the Yokai villain art.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think a foil would look really neat. I mean,
And by the way,
yeah.
what a terrible villain. Dude, what an a-hole that guy was in Big Hero 6.
I know.
I do not appreciate what he did. I could have cried.
That's one we're overdue to watch.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, we've seen it, but it's just I haven't seen it
Been
in
a while.
forever. Yeah.
I haven't seen it since I went and saw it in theaters, and then
No way.
3 or 4 days ago,
You watched it again?
no.
Okay.
But Katie and Risa watched it.
Oh.
Oh, I love this too. It's this the foil scrump.
Oh, yeah.
This is just.
He looks so happy, sad, and creepy.
I
all at
know.
the same time.
Got another rare Monterey Jack and a Gacha Hat. There we go.
This card is one that's been kind of interesting to me, and I've been tossing around in my mind. It's the Perilous Maze.
Oh,
It said,
yeah, yeah.
Whenever a card is challenged while here, each opponent chooses and discards a card. Mm-hmm. Will this have application in a discard deck instead of playing something like Hidden Cove? It's hard to say, but it's an option out there, and I think it's super strong. Like, instead of, dude, discard again is ridiculous. They'll have to take care of the location before they take
have
care of
to.
your characters.
They
so,
have to. Yeah. And 8 on
8
the
willpower,
butt.
yeah.
That's something
Yep.
to laugh at.
No doubt.
All right.
Here's a card we haven't seen yet. It is a foil, it is a rare, and it is a Goofy Flying Goof. It's evasive, it's rush, it's a 5/5, 6 costs uninkable, it will never see play, but Goofy's always cool. And Sammy, I told you that I was gonna hand you these cards with the rares separated, and I haven't done it a single time yet, so here you go.
Thank you so much.
No problem. What a
Wow.
good guy I am.
All right. We got another Stitch and King Sensor Core. And then foil uncommon, John Silver.
Sammy, I'm sorry. I'm too busy yapping my jaw to remember to separate the two. So. We were looking for him, and
There
we found
he
him.
is.
There he is.
Nice.
We got the legendary Simba. 5 cost uninkable. That is a 4/4. Quest for 2. Super important that he's a shift 3. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready your other characters. Sheesh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, that card is ridiculous.
It's foul.
Having 4/4 on it on a shift 3, where you can apply this to something like the 1 cost Simba in Steel, or the 2 cost Simba Bodyguard, right? Mm-hmm. You can shift this out there. Even if you get him out there on turn 5, like, you're able to quest with all your people, turn him sideways, and then ready all your characters up. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like, it is so good, and I think this card is going to be very, very playable.
Agreed entirely. We haven't, I don't think, have we seen this Peter Pan yet? Super rare.
No.
It, character enters play exerted. While it's exerted, each opposing player can't gain lore unless one of their characters has challenged this turn.
Wasn't there another Gothel from last set that was similar to that?
It's similar, yeah. It's just that if she's exerted, you cannot quest, period. So you have to deal with her. So it's...
And how many decks did you see that in?
Right.
This card is horrible. Pass.
Well, that's Simba. That means that you don't get to, It's the end of the turn.
Into the
You're
mic.
saying- huh?
Into the mic, please.
On that Simba, when it's the end of your turn
Now,
and you get to ready all of your exerted characters, that means that your turn is still over, but they're unattackable, right? You don't get to redo things with them.
Correct.
Correct.
Your turn is over. It's kind of the Clarabelle effect, right? The big Clarabelle effect, where at the end of your turn's over, you draw as many cards as that opponent has in their hand. It's the same deal with the Simba. Your turn is ended,
Yeah.
then you ready all your characters past turn.
So now they are not challengeable.
They are not challengeable. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They can't interact with them.
Rare, Madam, and Baymax. You can use actions against them if they are readied.
Yeah,
but-
you can use actions against them. Yep.
Right, but you can't challenge.
You can't run a character. Into
Correct.
You can't challenge.
Correct.
Pretty foil,
That's
Lilo.
pretty huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
A little ASMR action.
Almost put me to sleep. I didn't know Erin was still watching. She's been silent. I hate that she's commenting from my account too.
I love it.
I love it. Another honey pirate. Location card. Huh, what are your thoughts on this mini, Josh?
Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may turn a location card from your discard to your hand. It's a 3-cost. Red Steel has been the real location deck, right?
Right.
So do I think that this card is going to be playable? In my mind, I'm going to say no, just because there's so many different things that they could play on turn 3, right? You have, I believe John Silver's a turn 3, right?
believe
There's
so.
a ton of locations that are 3 costs that I just don't think that this card's good enough, especially because it's super, super easy to get rid of as a 3-2, right?
Yep.
So, and it's one of the promo cards, which makes it no better. I did see a card in here that I wanted to talk about, and it was the second Hiram Flabbersham that we have. 2 cost,
2 cost. Mm-hmm.
0-2 that quests for 3. Uh-oh. Blue is getting aggro. You have this. You have the new Tadashi. You have, obviously, bigger characters. You have aerials. You have different stuff that... But I think that this card actually could see some play. I like that other colors are getting aggro, right? So it's not just yellow, purple.
Yeah.
Every yellow, purple, right? I like that we're seeing green get aggro cards. I like that we're seing blue get aggro cards. So,
Agreed.
you know, the card's not great. Okay, it's
No.
a 0-2. It's doing nothing to the opponent, right? But I do like that you can build a blue aggro deck now. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about too the reality of, you know, one of the things that I think people struggle with sometimes with the balance of ramp is they're so busy ramping, right? Is that when you're playing little stuff like this and you're just throwing stuff out there, and then next thing you know,
You're at 14.
you're at 14 and they're at 0.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's the mad dash to try
Right.
and figure out how to get there.
Deal with the board.
Exactly. And so little things like that, to your point, could create a shift in blue steel aggro, right?
Yeah, I
Where
agree.
it's just wipe their cards, steal their items, rack points with tiny crap,
Yeah,
right?
for
It
sure.
forces a response, even though it's not going to do anything to them.
if-
It quests for 3.
It forces
Right.
a
You
response.
You can't just leave it there,
Yeah.
right? You have to do something about it. Pulled another Alice and Mickey super rare.
Cool. So along the lines of the 3-cost Alice that gives ward to another character, it also gives +1 lore. This Goofy is a rare that has ward. That whenever this character quests, chosen character gains ward until the start of your next turn. What's the stat line on that Alice? I think it's a 1-3. Oh, it's a 1-4. So yeah, you have a card like that compared to a card like this. That Alice is so much better, right? It's 3 cost. It quests for 2, but gives lore, gives 1 lore to another character. So essentially, it quests for 3. and does the same kind of actions as this Goofy. Is this Goofy a good card? Yeah, I think it is. It's a 3 cost, again, another aggro card for green that quests for 3, but Alice, way better.
Yep. All right. We haven't seen this yet. It's Flotilla, the Coconut Armada.
Yeah.
Starting your turn, if you have a character here, all opponents lose 1 lore, and you gain lore equal to the lore lost this way.
Yeah, another red flag with the 2. It costs 2 to move people there.
Yep.
It's a 2 cost on Inkable. It's
Another
6
Rafiki.
it's 6 willpower is not great. Like
Yep.
there was a ton of locations released in this set that I just think don't have any application, right? In most of the other sets, like, you know, last set you had Library. The set before that you had the Queen's Castle, and a few others like.
I think even McDuck still.
McDuck. What's the uninkable the pirate ship?
Jolly Roger.
No.
RLS?
Legacy, yes. Right? That card's super, super good. Gives
Yeah.
characters evasive, hits for 2 lore every turn. I just don't think there was any real locations in this set that have been released that have any ability. So.
Do you think that's because there's an item that lets you, do you think the expensive move cost is because there's now an item to negate that?
No, I just, like, the transport pod is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, like, you have to play that card then, right? So I just don't think that, and you have to get it out there, right? And it takes a turn to play that instead of playing a character. So I don't think that the transport pod is going to see any competitive play. Most, like, there's no real good green locations. And so you don't want to build a green deck around locations, right? Which is what the transport pod does. There will be support for it in later sets for sure.
Yeah.
But right now you're looking at more like red steel type deal.
Yep.
Right? Nothing Maleficent Staff. Whenever one of your opponent's character's items, locations return to your hand. Return to their hand. Sorry. Let me re-go at that. Whenever one of your opponent's characters, items, or locations is returned to their hand for play, gain 1 lore. Green, purple, possibly, with this card, where you're bouncing cards back to their hand. Hey! It only took
The very
24,
last.
48, 95 packs, but we finally got the final legendary. It's the Jasmine that I was talking about earlier, like an hour ago when we started. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play her, return all other exerted characters to their player's hands. So not only are we talking about returning their characters to their hand, right? But we're talking about your exerted characters too, okay?
Right.
Which seems bad, but there is application to that where you can bounce something like a Pete back to your hand and replay Pete, or in a purple deck, you're bouncing a rabbit and a goat back to your hand, where you're gaining lore with them and drawing cards and gaining lore. So I think that this card is super, super good.
Yep.
And if you can find a way to put her into a deck like that, I think that she's very, very, very playable. for sure.
Absolutely.
Last pack.
Last one. Last one.
Last pack. We got nothing. Bellwether, we like her. Hades Legendary,
Nice.
one of the, if not the, worst legendaries ever made. And that is that. Bump that legendary count up. 20 legendaries in 4 boxes, 5 a box, which is pretty standard. You're gonna float anywhere between like 4 to 7, I would say.
I would say.
We got 1 enchanted.
Yep.
Which I think last set was kind of ridiculous. You were pulling like an enchanted every 2 boxes. I
Yeah.
think they've kind of reined that in on this.
2 in a box.
Yeah, sometimes 2 in a box, right? I think they've reined that in. But yeah, overall, I think we
Solid.
killed it, dude. We got a couple foil legendaries with the Tiana and the
Yep.
Maui. So.
Yeah, so we said super rare and up is not slotted, right? So like every time you pull a super rare or above, you're pulling outside of
Yeah.
what is guaranteed in a pack. right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what's our total count then?
Super
we've got-
rares.
Let's make sure that I didn't miss any.
Those are super sticky.
Yeah. 18 plus 2 is 20, plus the one enchanted. Plus 4.
Plus 46, so 50.
So
70 total. 70 total plus so 71 including the
71
the
pulls,
enchanted.
Yep.
and including the enchanted.
Yeah, so 71 pulls in 96 packs, basically
Yeah.
a pull a pack type of deal,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a pull every.
Well, I mean, anytime you're pulling something that's not slotted, it's, you know, it's technically a hit. I mean, I think Lorcana probably has a higher hit chance than if you're talking about it just being that super rare slot.
Yeah,
It's
a
not-
little
Right,
bit of a higher
right.
hit rate for
that's
sure.
A little higher hit rate. But frankly, like 21 out of 96 is not bad either.
No.
No.
You're-
I mean, you know,
Under
five a
a
box,
third.
5 a box is
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
If you're hitting like 6 or 7, you're killing it. So
Absolutely.
I have seen Chad though pull 3 legendaries in 1 pack before. So
I mean, I
also
pulled.
seen Chad pull 0
pulled
enchanteds in
4
cases.
boxes, yeah.
So,
4
Well,
cases.
I mean, I pulled 2 legendaries.
Aaron says,
in
"Great
that.
job, guys.
Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Love
who
that
joined
girl.
us.
Love that girl."
Everybody on YouTube, this is gonna end here real quick, and then everybody goes on Twitch. We're gonna go check out and see anybody.
Did you end the one on YouTube?
I will in a second.
Guys, thank you for checking this out. Hopefully we didn't put you to sleep with Drew's ASMR. Join us. We are on SideQuest Games YouTube. You're obviously already here if you're watching this video. But you can join us on our Twitch stream as well. We stream tournaments. We stream, what else do we stream, Drew? We stream box openings. We stream
Pre-release events.
pre-releases. We do dance parties. We haven't done them yet,
Okay.
but we might.
Okay.
Now that I've said it, we do pre-releases, we do drafts, we do all the above. So come check us out. Pokemon, Lorcana, Flesh and Blood,
Star Wars Unlimited.
Star Wars Unlimited. What else, Drew?
Magic.
Magic: The Gathering.
All right, okay.
Oh.
I thought I was going to start something new there. We're not calling it Magic.
Magic.
Alright, cool. Alright. Yeah.
And that's where you end it on the YouTube, so that I'm not just like. I did the outro, Drew.
There you go. Outro's done.
Outro.
Alright. Bye everybody.